Yo guys, Jonathan here. Today is kind of a video I wasn't expecting to do, but a lot of you seem to do a little detective work and notice a dent on my new 16-inch MacBook Pro. As some of you may know, I tend to sometimes push tech at the expense of getting the shot. Rest in peace, my Galaxy S9. Ultimately, that's what happened here with the 16-inch MacBook Pro. I was hanging with my friends from Motorized Precision, and we were trying to get this crazy robot shot that started with the escape key rotated and then pulled back to reveal the MacBook Pro. The camera, the robot, they were far enough away, but the problem is there were rods that go under the camera that support the lens. Those stick out, so I was trying to control it, got too close and smashed the MacBook Pro. That ultimately led to that dent. That was in preparation for my 16-inch MacBook Pro review that's dropping this week. And yes, the AirPods Pro review is also coming really soon. I just wanted to spend some time with it, take it on a plane, and really put them through their paces. Also, this is not a joke, I'm not lying. The iPad Pro review, that is not dead. It is in the works and also coming very soon, so stay tuned for that. In the meantime, I thought it'd be cool to talk tech and answer some questions not only around the 16-inch MacBook Pro, but tech in general. So which MacBook Pro 16 would you pick for heavy photo editing and light video editing? The Core i7 with an upgraded 32 gigs of RAM, or the baseline i9 with 1 terabyte of storage? So essentially with this question, you're giving up RAM for extra cores, more storage, and a better video card. And with that, I would absolutely go for that mid-tier option if you could. Yes, RAM is important, and if you can upgrade that mid-tier, absolutely do that. But if we're talking one or the other, even if you're doing photo editing or light video editing, those extra cores are gonna help. The extra storage is super helpful. And Adobe, they're paying attention, they're taking more advantage of metal and acceleration than ever, so having that better graphics card will definitely help you out. Were you nervous when you did the interview with Phil? Yeah, absolutely. I'm human, so I was absolutely nervous going up there to interview Phil. And more than anything, I think this was just a massive shout out, and I tweeted about this to YouTubers in general, especially watching Marquez kind of lead the way with everything he's done, whether it's Kobe or Elon. It's just amazing to see the time we're in, where 5 years ago, everyone kind of looked at YouTubers as less than. So to get a chance to sit in the same room with Phil was crazy. Full disclosure, Apple was super cool and super open and like, yo, ask him anything. There's not anything that's off limits, so that's why I talked about the SD card slot. I did answer this question in my last MacBook performance video where some people were commenting, why did you not ask him about the keyboard? And that answer was honestly, we were in the room, we saw the MacBook Pro, they had everyone ask questions, and there was like 10 journalists back to back to back to back to back that asked about the keyboard. So I didn't want to beat that horse to death. Also, just being open, yeah, that was an awesome experience getting to sit down with someone who I have a lot of respect for. And I talked about this in the tweet where in some crazy alternate universe, a YouTuber could very much be on stage interviewing Steve Jobs, which is crazy. So thank you guys for supporting us and everyone out here that does this, because without that, none of this would be possible. Thoughts on the camera quality? I assume you're talking about the front-facing camera in the 16-inch MacBook Pro, which is absolutely still potato quality, and I can see why people would want a better option in there, especially when we have amazing front-facing cameras in the iPhone 11 and the 11 Pro. I obviously can't speak for Apple, but talking to Phil, I would assume they didn't upgrade that because it wasn't a highly requested feature. But if it is, if you guys want that, drop it in the comments below because they are absolutely watching and listening. What does have me excited with this conversation though, is the idea of getting an iPhone 11 or 11 Pro like camera within a MacBook Pro, because what makes that so special, what makes that video quality so good is what Apple is doing with their custom chip. So as we get closer to an ARM-based Mac, could you imagine like an A series chip alongside an Intel processor in a MacBook Pro that handles the video, the audio, or maybe a W1 chip inside? That would be incredible. Which configuration is the best bang for the buck? Honestly, both are pretty solid, because it used to be where that base model, it was a little bit questionable. You got stuck with 256 gigs, which honestly, you would blow through that super quickly. So To see 512 gigs as the base option, I've seen some really great results with that baseline video card as well. That's a pretty decent way to go. And if you can go up to that mid-tier option, it's only gonna get better. You're getting better graphics, more cores like I talked about, and more importantly, a really solid video card. Any thermal throttling, and is it worth upgrading over the 2016 MacBook Pro? So as far as thermal throttling, I think a lot of people saw the new MacBook and maybe thought because the design wasn't completely different that they didn't improve the thermals, but they actually did. It's slightly thicker, it's slightly heavier. They actually went in there and redesigned the whole thermal section of this MacBook Pro. So any problems with that is gone. And if you're talking about an upgrade over a 2016 MacBook Pro, if you missed it, I actually compared that against the 16-inch MacBook Pro, and the gains are huge. So if you're thinking about it, definitely do it. Do you think the new 16-inch MacBook Pro is an attempt from Apple to apologize to Pro customers? I don't know about an apology, but it's absolutely a message saying, yes, we're listening, we care, maybe our way isn't always the best way, and with life, how you react and come back from a situation is maybe more important. In the second video that I interviewed Phil, where I asked him about the possibility of a 14-inch MacBook Pro, I think he really covers that well. So if you missed that, make sure you guys check out that link down below. How stupid is it if I bought a maxed out 16-inch just to watch YouTube vids and browse the web? Kinda stupid, but I'm not here to tell you how to run your life. If you want to pick up a 16-inch MacBook Pro to watch YouTube, by all means, go for it. If you're asking me what the smarter move is and that was all you're doing, I would say maybe 13-inch MacBook Pro or even the MacBook Air. But again, it's your life, do what you want, grab a 16-inch MacBook Pro. What features do you want in the next version of iOS and macOS? For macOS, I'm pretty content right now, but for iOS, hands down, I would love to see ProRes support and maybe a version of Final Cut Pro, because that would really take editing on the iPad Pro to the next level. So that is how I dented my 16-inch MacBook Pro. Again, that review is dropping really soon. So if you guys want to see anything covered, including games tested, different benchmarks, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Jonathan, and I will catch you guys later.